Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to answer an IELTS Writing Task 2 question step by step. I'll write the essay sentence by sentence, and after each part, I'll explain why I wrote it that way. This will help you understand not just the essay itself, but also the thinking process behind it. By the end of this video, you'll know how to plan, write, and explain your ideas clearly for a high band score. The question we are working on today is, some people think that governments should spend more money on public services rather than on the arts. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So this is an opinion essay, also called an agree or disagree question. Now let's start with the introduction. I write, it is often argued that governments should prioritize funding for essential public services such as healthcare and education instead of investing in the arts. I wrote this sentence because I'm paraphrasing the question. Notice I didn't copy the exact words. Instead of spend more money, I wrote prioritize funding. Instead of just public services, I said essential public services. Essential public services equals formal phrase for hospitals, schools, transport. Instead of investing equals contrast phrase. Use passive voice, it is often argued, formal and academic. That helps paraphrases the question and shows academic style. This shows the examiner I can use a wide range of vocabulary. Next, I write my thesis statement. While I acknowledge the significance of cultural development, I strongly believe that public services deserve more financial support because they have a direct impact on people's well-being. I wrote this because it clearly shows my opinion. I agree with public services being more important, and I give a short reason, because they affect people's daily lives directly. Fully acknowledge equals formal way to say, I know it's important. Significance of cultural development equals academic collocation. Deserve more financial support equals strong phrase for emphasis. Direct and significant impact equals cause-effect phrase. Daily lives and overall well-being equals natural collocation. Complex sentence using while, I strongly believe because. Clear thesis statement showing opinion and reason. That makes my position clear. Now let's move to the first body paragraph. I write, to begin with, public services are the foundation of a stable society. This is my topic sentence. It introduces the main idea of the paragraph. Then I write, for example, when governments allocate more funds to hospitals, citizens can access better medical care, which leads to a healthier and more productive workforce. I wrote this as an example. Foundation of a stable and prosperous society equals metaphor for importance. I use present simple for a general truth. Topic sentence introducing paragraph. Notice how I use the phrase which leads to show cause and effect. Next sentence. Similarly, investment in education equips people with the skills needed for employment and innovation. I use the word similarly to connect smoothly to another example. Allocate more funds equals formal for spend more money. Healthier, longer living, and more productive workforce equals strong academic collocation with adjectives. I use complex sentence with when, which leads to, provides a clear example and cause effect. Finally, I write, without these basic systems, it is almost impossible for a country to achieve sustainable development. This is the mini conclusion of the paragraph. Sustainable social and economic development equals advanced collocation. I use conditional style. Without, it is Mini conclusion for paragraph. It shows why public services are more important. Now let's move to the second body paragraph. I write. On the other hand, the arts should not be completely neglected, as they enrich people's lives and preserve cultural heritage. I included this sentence to balance my essay. I don't want to look one-sided, so I mention the benefits of the arts. Enrich lives, inspire creativity. Preserve cultural heritage equals academic collocations. I use passive voice, should not be neglected. To balanced view for paragraph. Next sentence. For instance, museums, music, and literature allow individuals to appreciate creativity and national identity. This is an example that supports the previous sentence. Express themselves. Sense of national identity and pride equals formal academic expressions. The parallel verbs appreciate, express, develop. I use them to provide clear examples. Then I write. However, these aspects are less urgent compared to healthcare or education. Here I use however to return to my main opinion. Less urgent compared to equals comparison phrase. I use comparative structure to returns to main opinion. Finally, I add, in times of limited resources, it is both reasonable and practical for governments to direct most of their budgets towards public services. This is the mini conclusion of the paragraph, and it strengthens my argument. Reasonable and highly practical, majority of their budgets, quality of life equals academic collocations. I use a complex sentence with conditional phrase in times of to mini conclusion of paragraph reinforces argument. Now let's write the conclusion. I write. In conclusion, although the arts play a valuable role in society, I am convinced that public services should receive the major share of government funding. This restates my opinion in a clear and balanced way. Undoubtedly, valuable and meaningful role. Major share of government funding equals academic expressions. The complex sentence with contrast, although I am convinced. To restate's opinion clearly. And I add one final sentence. This approach ensures that citizens' basic needs are met, which is the cornerstone of national progress. This is my final thought. It leaves the examiner with a strong impression and uses advanced vocabulary like cornerstone of national progress equals strong collocations. Look to the relative clause, which is to strong final thought leaves a lasting impression. Before we finish, let me share some quick tips for IELTS writing. Task 2. 1. Always paraphrase the question in your introduction. 2. Give a clear opinion and don't change it. 3. Plan your essay before writing, even if it's just a few minutes. 4. Use topic sentences at the start of each paragraph. 5. Support your ideas with examples, real or imagined. 6. Use academic vocabulary but keep your grammar clear and simple. 7. Link your ideas with connectors like however, therefore, in addition. 8. Write at least 250 words, but focus on quality, not quantity. Remember, IELTS Writing Task 2 is not about writing beautifully, it's about writing clearly, logically, and persuasively. If you can do that, you are on your way to Band 7, 8, or even 9. All right, that's it for today's lesson. We have written a full Band 9 essay step by step, and I hope you now understand not just what to write, but also why each sentence is important. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it with other IELTS learners. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more lessons on IELTS writing, speaking, and other skills. Also, try writing your own answer to this same question and post it in the comments. I'll be happy to check and give you some feedback. Remember, IELTS writing is not about difficult words. It's about being clear, logical, and well organized. Keep practicing and you will definitely improve. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.